A 1, 2, 3, 4. I love succulents and you do too. They're so beautiful, fun and new. The gift that keeps on giving on and on. So watch my videos, we'll all have fun. Okay, so during the summer, most plants, most succulents are in dormancy anyway. They're not absorbing any nutrients or any type of water from the soil. So one, they don't need water. They're going to look like they're dead, okay? Especially the ones that were just ordered and that was just shipped, okay, by you guys. So they're in dormancy. They're not gonna do anything. You think they're dead, okay? Because they're gonna wilt. They're gonna shrink. They're going to close up. Like normally succulents will close up. They're gonna get crispy. They're gonna look like you're just dig it up and throw it away. Don't do it, because once fall comes around, spring comes around, fall comes around, especially winter with the Ionium, they just love the cold weather. Not extreme cold. Let's not talk about winter with snow and everything. Those are killers. So if you have plants that are not able to survive in the wintertime because of the extreme cold, just take it inside the house and don't put it at, like, close to a heater. Make sure that it's close to a window that gets a lot of sun. That's a lot of sun, like a sunroom. The perfect place for succulents is a sunroom. Now, once they're in the sunroom, they're gonna feel warm, so you can water them a little bit, not a lot, okay? So if you're in that kind of situation, then yes, the calendrinias will thrive. Calendrinias are just amazing. They have amazing purple flowers that just shoot up, you know. Yes, it's going to take you a while to cut them off once they die, and, you know, just cut all the dead branches off. But my gosh, in the spring, it's just beautiful purple flowers. And the plant itself looks like a flower and in its own right. It's green and it's light green, so you can put it against like seriously dark plants and like it just pops. I mean, it's just so beautiful. And from my experience with the calendrinias, I don't know if I'm saying correctly, so correct me if I'm wrong, but don't cringe, because we all can't be perfect when we when we pronounce words, especially with Latin words like that. Calendrinias, they just so prolific. This is California, 9A, okay, or 9B is our zone. They're just so prolific that you think they're dead. I had some that's been sitting on the table, just the sun beating on it and everything. And I'm like, oh, I feel kind of bad. I don't want to throw these things away. So I put them out there for my neighbors to go pick. And as long as you have full sun, and they love full sun, they're going to thrive. And I kid you not, I don't care like where it is. And I have a project coming up, and I'm gonna let you in on it once I start doing it. But you're gonna love it. You're gonna be so excited about it. But I just want to make sure that I'm doing it legally. Anyway, so the calendrinia has been sitting on my table. It's all wilted, ugly and everything, and it's like, stick it in the ground, the next season, boom, there it is. Like the one that I have in the front, I didn't think it was going to survive. What's it doing now? It's just like big and bushy. So it's a little bit invasive if you don't have enough room for it. But I seriously, with just one plant, this plant will grow and just spread like nothing. So that's the kind of description that I have for the calendrinia. It loves full sun. It doesn't real, I mean, when there's really cold days, it would die. I would say under 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything below that, I don't usually protect it from the cold because I know that the next season it'll just pop back up, and I'm not, there's no doubt about it. And I know that it's not gonna kill it 100%. But if you're in doubt, and this goes for any plant out there, if you're in doubt on as to how the plant should be taken care of, you should propagate it. When you propagate it, you can, what I do is, because I have so many plants right now, okay, and just so many weeds, and the weeds are just overwhelming. I can't even go out there because of how overwhelming the weeds are. My husband does that. He doesn't have to cut grass anymore because I made sure that the grass that we have, it dies anyway, and I don't like the look of it when it dies. It's just like dirt, and it just kicks up a lot of dust, and I know it comes into the house when you open the door, open close, the dust just comes in. And so I decided to just put rocks, that have a rock garden out there. It saves us on water, which right now we don't have a problem because of so many rains that we've had. Now our problem is the swimming pool, but that's a different story. That's a story for another day. And you know, you've seen, if you're watching my videos, you've seen the swimming pool. We cannot get anybody to come out here because I don't know, must be swimming pool year where everybody has problems with their pool. So we're going to end up doing it ourselves, which is not a hard job. It's just time consuming, and you know, time is money, and I want to do ceramics. I just want to do pottery. I don't want to do anything else. Like, you know, so I don't even want to clean my house, which is not a good thing, but I do. You know, I force myself to do it because it has to be done. So back to the Calandrinia. Yeah, when you get it, it's gonna look like it's dead and everything. So just put it in soil and don't even water it. Oh, this is the most important part. Do not, once you get your soil, okay, first what I do, and you've seen me do this in every repot that I do in the past videos, I make sure that the soil is moist before I repot something, because there's a reason for that. And the reason is you don't want to shock the plant with, you know, dousing it with water right away. And this is just from my, you know, there's nothing scientific about it. I just feel my plants, and I've had really good success. I would moisten the soil before I put the plant in there. Not soggy wet, okay? Moist is what I said. So even if there's no, as long as it's healed, there's a callus over the part where you're gonna stick it in the soil. As long as it's callus over, and most of the time it will be callus over. Sometimes I send plants with roots, but most of the time I don't send plants with roots because I don't know the health of the roots, okay? So I would just normally send unrooted. And to when you stick it in the pot, it's already got some water in it, okay, but not enough so that it's soggy. It's gonna make the healed part soggy again. No, it's just gonna encourage the roots to come out, and it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take at least 10 days for a root to show up. That's not for every plant, but I noticed that even if you put something in water, when you propagate something, it takes 3 weeks to get roots just coming out, right? So don't water the plant. Always put it in shady but bright. And when that sounds contraindicative, but when I say that, it's like underneath a tree, underneath an eave, underneath some shade, but around it is the sun, okay? You can't put it in direct sun. It'll burn the leaves, and then you're done. Then you spent all this money for nothing. So the best thing to do is to put it in a place under an eave where there's lots of air circulation. Don't put it in your house, please. Don't put it in your house, because number one, I ask you to, when you order fall or spring, which means that it's free of frost. We don't have frost anymore, right? My sister just gave me an orchid. Now I have to learn about orchids. I have no knowledge of orchids whatsoever. I hope I don't kill this plant, but I'm gonna try not to. I digress. So bright light, air circulation, indirect sunlight, not in direct sunlight. No, it's indirect, not direct. Indirect sunlight. No water for 10 days. Once you put it in the soil with the moisture, it's just gonna work itself out. No water. Do not water. I know, because it's going to look like it's wilted and everything. It's gonna be like kind of sad and disgusting, but it's not dead. Don't think it's dead, okay? It's going to come back up. If you're gonna put it in a container, make sure that you check it after a couple of months, maybe 3 or 4 months, to make sure that you're getting roots. Once you get roots and you're in zone 9, and I would think in Arizona, as long as you have shade, that it will thrive. Because in Arizona, not in Arizona where it snows. Please don't put it anywhere where it snows. But if you're in, the climate is pretty good, let's just say you're not getting too many 32s or below, that's okay. That kind of weather is fine. So just think California, like, how do I make the microclimate commensurate with the California weather? If you're on the beach, oh my gosh, these flowers will just like bloom maybe all year. I don't know. But somebody from Shasta ordered some, and I know that the weather there is beautiful. Northern California weather, beautiful. And it's, sometimes it gets hot up in the mountains, but it's like just the perfect weather. I had a lake house there at one point, and the weather is always nice and, very conducive for plants like these. But what I'm trying to say is that as long as you recreate the weather that's perfect for these plants, there's no reason why it's not going to thrive. And you're gonna find these plants are so prolific and progressive. So just make sure that you have a lot of room for it. You're gonna end up, like, maybe in 2 years, you're gonna end up giving away plants to your neighbors, or maybe selling them. Okay. All right, and that's it, guys. And thank you for watching. I always appreciate you coming by and checking out what's been going on in my life. And I'm going to talk about ceramics on the next video. Until then, I love you, XOXO, and please come back for the next video. Tell your friends, spread the word around. One thing that I noticed about YouTube, it usually recommends videos the same videos that you have watched before, but sometimes it starts to get too political, like, all the stuff like the Bud Light thing and all that stuff. Sometimes it gets too much that you just want to get away from that, and you just want to relax. You just want to watch a video where you can just forget about what's going on in the world for a little bit. And I think that this channel is about that. Maybe it's a little bit, I don't know, maybe it's not your cup of tea, but to be honest, we all need to have a break from things that are so negative in this world and so, not creative juices flowing, inducing, if that's a word. It's my word now. So I would appreciate if you maybe recommend this channel to whoever is out there needing something to just relax, and just watch me repot something or watch me make ceramics, and something that's more, inspires you to make art and to get away from it. I think art, I've been an artist and I've been an art teacher before, and I think art is so important for people to have in their lives, because it just takes you away from the world, and it just inspires you to create something on your own, that would be more fulfilling than having to just think about like, oh, what's going on with the world, and the world sucks, and we're just being, I don't know, manipulated into watching all these garbage that is not enhancing our lives, and it's actually putting us down, like bringing us down somewhere where there's a lot of now people going to dark places, and we don't want that. Okay, we don't want that. We want to stay positive. We want to stay in a healthy mental state where we have the ability to fix whatever it is that the dark things that we're thinking about, and be able to just redirect our focus to a more positive thought and more positive lifestyle. Stay away from all that junk. Like, it's all junk, like TikTok. And TikTok is, do you know China owns TikTok? I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of you people, maybe not everybody knows this, but TikTok is owned by China. And guess what? TikTok is not available in China. I mean, you can look it up if you don't believe me. Anything that I say, look into it, because I want you to have like critical thinking, and and be able to think on your own and research it on your own. But this is for my research. TikTok is from China. TikTok is not available in China. And while our kids are doing TikTok dances and doing stupid, crazy stuff, the Chinese kids are into quantum physics. And I mean, there's just a disconnect and inequality in what we're being pushed to do, our kids are being pushed to do. And yeah, I know it's fun, but everything in moderation, like my grandfather said, everything in moderation. Things are not bad unless you go over and overdo something. So besides TikTok, a couple of minutes of TikTok, there's got to be an equal and opposite alternative, like something creative, like art and music, and just enhancing your brain, enhancing your life. There's got to be a balance. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna now see you later. XOXO. Bye.